Hi, I'm Janet Shields Scott, and you're listening to JanetFitBeautyStyle.com, a lifestyle talk guide with expert advice on beauty, fashion, wellness, real estate, entertainment, and fun celebrity secrets. Hello, and welcome to each and every one of you. I'm your host, Janet Shields Scott. Today, we have a featured guest who's talented. I mean, very talented. He's a veteran hip-hop artist, producer, writer, co-creator for the urban animated series The Jammies, which is the first Black animated music series for kids on NetFlix. And with all of that, Emcee N.I.C.E has a chart-topping gospel album titled Praise and a single titled I've Got Angels. Love both of those. But before we get to Emcee N.I.C.E, let's get to our inspiring words of wisdom. And they're both from Facebook. Two inspirational quotes. The first one, you can never make the same mistake twice, because the second time you make it, it's not a mistake, it's a choice. And then the second quote, inspiring quote, again from Inspirational Quotes on Facebook. You don't know how close you are, so never give up on your dreams. For more inspiring quotes, log on to my Facebook page or my Instagram page, Janet Shields Scott, or JanetFitBeautyStyle.com. We'll be right back with Emcee N.I.C.E after this message. Sports fans, PassPros.com has it all. Baseball, basketball, hockey, and soccer. Get autographs and memorabilia direct from former pro athletes. Don't forget to check out the upcoming events page for special events near you. PassPros.com offers t-shirts, athletic gear, artwork, vintage cards. Log on to PassPros.com. Welcome back to JanetFitBeautyStyle.com, a Janet Shields Scott podcast. Let's welcome Emcee N.I.C.E, who's a hip-hop artist, producer, writer, co-creator. He's the co-creator for the urban animated series, The Jammies, and he's a gospel artist with the album titled The Praise and a single titled I've Got Angels. So I might have got that little tongue-tied in there, but he's going to straighten us out. Hello, welcome, Emcee N.I.C.E.
Hello there, Miss Janet. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and we're so happy to have you to be a part of the show today.
I appreciate it.
All right, now to get started, when do you sleep? All the stuff you're doing.
Well, I would prefer never, but of course I squeeze in maybe a good 4 or 5 hours, depending on my day.
Okay. All right. So I guess we'll start off with a little bit about you are the co-creator of a music series, The Jammies, on Netflix for kids. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's actually on several other platforms as well. It's The Jammies is an animated music series, and it's obviously designed for it's an urban animated series, and it's about 5 kids from the suburbs. They sing, dance, and rap, and their whole aspirations is to be the next hip hop stars. But it also takes you on the journey of them having to deal with life as tweens, where we cover issues like homelessness, bullying, obesity, self-awareness. So we try to squeeze in a message with every show without being preachy to the kids. And it was created by me and my partner, William Dollar Chapman, and it was executive produced by Mr. Ralph Farquhar from Real Husbands of Hollywood, and Galen Walker, who was the executive producer for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, on I think it was like last year's movie and the movie before that. And our whole objective was, in regards to the show, was that there wasn't enough, content created that was geared towards kids in regards to what's going on in today's world. When my parents grew up, they were on Fat Albert and they would, always preach us, oh, Fat Albert, you need to watch Fat Albert, or you need to watch, the Election Company. I'm like, these old shows, but then when you really, when you really sat down and you watched them, you got the message, you got the understanding, there was meaning. Well, in today's society, it doesn't exist in the sense of there's a lot of wizardry and magic and reality TV, but reality TV is even scripted. So in this case, we wanted to give the kids something that they could aspire, that would relate to them, and at the same time deliver the message that would resonate with them.
Okay, well, I commend you. It's a beautiful project. I got a chance to take a look, and it's very impressive. Keep up the good work on there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, now let's talk about your new album titled Praise, or your new gospel album titled Praise. But first, let's talk about the fact that you have 3 singles out, and one which is titled I've Got Angels, and I believe that was inspired by Richard Smallwood. Tell us a little bit about that.
Not only is it inspired by, he serves as a co-producer on the actual song itself.
Okay.
So yeah, it was, I Got Angels is produced by Sam Peasy, producer out of Alabama, and when I first learned that we were putting together a gospel album, inspirational. It was an inspirational gospel album. We needed something to really set the tone of the record and be the first out. And and I wanted to create an album in praise that wasn't really about my struggles and triumphs, but more or less, glorifying God and celebrating God, and ways to do it. But in this particular instance, the song was produced by Sam Peasy. Both he and his family experienced an unfortunate event in their life, and this song musically was to keep him reminded of that, and to let him know that angels was always watching. And then when he presented the track to me, I listened to the record, and I was just like, blown away, because it took me back to when I was a kid, and listening to the record where Richard Smallwood was iconic, in that time, still today, and it just took me back, and so I knew that I had to do it, because I went through a tragedy in my life where I was hit by a diesel truck, and didn't know.
I was going to get to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, and didn't know if I was going to survive, and whatnot. But then, this song reminded me that I had angels watching over me that helped me pull through. So from the first note, I tell you what it's about, and. In regards with the song, we all got angels in our life, and if you wholeheartedly believe, then you know that God has got you. And so when we played the record for Mr. Smallwood, he not only loved the record, but he applauded it and co-signed it.
Well, I can see why, because it's beautiful. I love it. And then you've worked also in other music genres, where you've worked with Tupac and McLyte and some other notables.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was one of the co-producers on Tupac's album after he passed away. Although I met Pac before then, it was just somehow we never really got to link up. But in this case, it was perfect. It was sad timing. It was after his death, but at the end of the day, it allowed us to really dive into something different, and we created the acoustic version of Thug's Mansion, and we didn't know that record was going to be a single or not, but we were all in Modesto recording this album of Tupac's. He's got so much music nobody's ever heard, and even sitting there listening to all the music, and a lot of it didn't really come out, but that particular record made it out, and it was different because it was all acoustic, and we wanted just the words and the voice of Pac to resonate, just over the string guitars, and ended up working out that way. And then Nas did his version, and then at the same time, we went on to, I was with a group called Kansas Cali, and Kansas Cali, was a group that we were urban, I guess R&B hip hop, and then we transitioned into urban rock. we created a genre called urban rock, and we end up producing Aaron Hall. We produced Casey and JoJo and Jodeci, and then obviously MC Lyte, and then we went on to do 4 other soundtracks. We went on to do 5 soundtracks. One of them won the Oscar in a movie called Crash, with Andy Newton and a bunch of other people, Matt Dillon, and my man Terrence Howard. So it went on to win, but then we also were on the Mr. and Mrs. Smith soundtrack with Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, Haven with Orlando Bloom, Kicking It Old School with Jamie Kennedy. So we went on to do some real powerful stuff.
Yeah, I can see, and oh boy, I mean, it's just mind blowing, all the stuff that you've done. So, what made you decide to lean over towards the gospel genre as an artist?
Actually, I started out in gospel hip hop, but at the time it was being shunned by the church and was considered something. Some folks considered that it was music of the world. You know what I mean? And didn't want to embrace it. So that's why I ended up joining, in the R&B hip hop group, right? And but the thing about it is, when Lecrae and Kirk Franklin, they all kicked the doors open, that turned it into a more acceptable format. So, it went on from there.
Okay. And then I also like the single All Right, which you say gives listeners tips on how to come to a resolution for themselves. Tell me about that.
Well, yeah, All Right was really pretty much designed to let people know that everything's going to be all right. You got the right to question things, but, understand that everything's going to be all right. Even from the first note where I say, people ask why you believe, why you kneel, God ain't real, why you know what I'm saying? Like, I give you the questions of what people ask, and then at the end of the day, it's me too. I ask those same questions, but here in the song, I give you the remedy on how to find it. Learn it for yourself, see it for yourself, and let your faith go be to God. You know what I mean? I guarantee you'll be all right.
Oh,
and then,
I like that.
So the whole thing behind that was giving people, saying, hey, you have questions, so do I. But this is how I reached my answers, and here's how I'm still reaching the answers.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll go on to the next single where you talked about being hit by a truck, and then you say that this song, I guess, sort of helped you to beat the devil back, or the negativity of the devil. And I have to say that I too was a pedestrian accident victim survivor, so I know exactly how you were feeling, because I wanted to die. I was in so much pain. So go ahead and explain that.
For me, I was 12 years old. So, and being a friend of mine, we were riding a bike, 10 speeds, and we were on the way back. And so, back home, and I was going to see my mother. And so, we were at a stop sign, and we were actually crossing the street. Then, from out of nowhere, a diesel truck didn't put on its brakes and hit me. And so I flew maybe 25, 30 feet in the air, and I hit the ground, and couldn't move nothing, And so, fast forward, and so I'm at the hospital, body cast on me from my neck down, my left side cracked up, and doctors telling me that, I'll be lucky to walk, and that, just be fortunate that I still got life, and my mom was a young woman, and she was pacing back and forth trying to figure out, what we're gonna do next. And I had a little brother, and she was a hard-working lady, so she was doing like maybe 2 or 3 jobs. So I would kind of hold down the home when she was away. But here now, her oldest is in the hospital, and now she has to, take off work. So the struggle, pursues from there. However, I defeated the odds in the sense of relied on God, relied on the faith, looked at the strength of my mother, and persevered through that. And when I persevered, I felt empowered. You feel empowered, you can accomplish, many things, especially when you got God on your side. And that was one of those things where, you know, the rehab was crazy, but the determination was there. And God kept telling me to push. My mother kept telling me to push. And, you know, here I am today, walking and built like a linebacker. And I'm 6'2", 200, 200 and some pounds.
Well, all right.
So I can get on the football field today, but that's not the case. God's got me going in a different direction.
Yes, he does, and it's a good direction to go in. So now, Father, this is though years later, though. The song Father, Father.
No, well, Father was exactly that. Was the accident. I talked about the accident in
Right.
Father. Angels, I got angels. So I got angels and Father kind of coincide in the sense of, I got angels. Let you know that you got angels watching out for you.
But
At that time, I had angels watching out.
Yeah, but I mean, the song came later on because you said that happened when you were 12, and now the song is out now.
Yeah, well, I felt like now it was relatable in the sense of, when you're doing any other genre, I guess, as far as hip hop is concerned, nobody, you're not really talking about those things because I wasn't a gang banger. I didn't sell drugs, so it's like my story wasn't really relevant. I had to either be like a cool little rapper with cool metaphors, or I had to be a drug dealer or somebody that went through the hard times that that can come out with these songs, which is why the music I put out never really reflected, being a hard dude. There was always love and solutions to the world's problems. And so when I did the gospel album, and as far as inspiration, being inspirational, it was just like, okay, here's a moment that I want to share with the people in regards to I went through and how I persevered and how God, led the way.
So do you think you'll continue in the hip-hop gospel genre area?
Oh, most definitely. My thing is not about just getting in it and just striking, for the moment. I'm really in it to really, hopefully, revolutionize hip-hop, on the inspirational front, in the sense of give it more exposure. For instance, when I filled out the Grammy form, like to get on the Grammy ballot, there was no real lane or category for gospel rap or gospel hip hop or inspirational hip hop. They grouped it with inspirational rock, inspirational pop. So the gospel artists or rap artists didn't even have a chance as far as being nominated because you're against other genres and categories. So, but it's an emerging genre. When you look at Lecrae, Bizzle, Uncle Reese, and all these other cats that are in the gospel world and have been doing it for a minute, it's just now about creating doors that allows them to be spotlighted. So if I can be that guy that helps that's my goal. Straight up.
Okay. All right. So is there any message other than in your music that you would like to give the listeners?
Well, that's pretty good. I mean, it's many messages. One is you got to have the mindset to want to be great, to achieve, and you got to believe that you can do it. So that's one of my messages. But for anything that you want to do in life, you have to research and then implement. I'm built to lead for God. I may not be in the church pulpit, but I'm in music's pulpit, giving you God's message through lyric and scripture. So that's going to be one of the things that I give, in the sense of, my objective is not to just return to gospel and use it as a platform to elevate myself, but I'm coming back to elevate gospel hip hop.
Yeah, because a lot of people, that's your gift, and a lot of people don't realize that through your gift you can, like you said, elevate people just through what you do, because people go off and do other things instead of using the gift that God has given them to inspire others, because that's what your gift is all about. It's not God didn't give it just for you. He gave it to you so that His light can shine through you, which is what I believe He's doing to you now.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me just rewind a little bit. So do you, with the animated series, do you draw or anything?
No, actually, yeah, I'm an artist in every sense of the word. But I didn't draw for this particular cartoon. But I can draw. I can oil paint. I can airbrush. In fact, my uncle, his name is Ronald Husband. He was the first black animator ever at Disney.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember reading that.
And so I guess it's kind of passed in the genes. I just didn't know that I would be be over in that front because I've always been orientated towards sports and music. It's just that, when me and my business partner seen that there wasn't content, centered towards kids of color, we said, we need to look out for our people, but we need to not put them in the ghetto. We need to not have them, smoking and drinking. Let's put them in the suburbs. Let's have them attend a school that's for the privileged as well, and tell those stories. And so, and that's what I did. When I showed my uncle, he was blown away.
That is, I commend you on that, because I do get tired of seeing stuff about us always being in the ghetto when that's not necessarily true all the time. You have just like whites are in the ghetto, blacks are in the ghetto. There's black middle class, black upper class. Let's tell some of those stories too. So, do you think that at any point you might collaborate with Disney?
That would actually depend on Disney, because Disney's normally focused on their own properties and their own situations. Now, if they came and said, "Hey, we want to, talk about a collab," of course we would be interested. And I'm sure once they found out that that my uncle is who he is, that I'm related to my uncle, that my uncle was a part of the family in the beginning, I'm sure it would be a whole lot of love from that standpoint. But we've been an independent. We're an African American Latin company. I'm Puerto Rican and black, and I think we pride ourselves on being one of the only independent African American companies that's actually in the spotlight as far as animation is concerned. Where we not only do we have the Jammies, but we have other cartoons that's going to be following, and we were able to open the doors as far as on Netflix. We was the first animated music series on Netflix, urban for kids, and now we're also on a Kid Genius channel TV on Comcast Xfinity. We're on Apple TV. We're on Amazon Prime. We're on Roku. So we're creating more and more lanes for others to walk in behind us. Because the thing about it is, what some people don't know is that the African American buying power is at $1 trillion. So we're the buyers, right? But there's no real things that represent us on TV outside of, sure, you have Power, you have Empire and Blackish and Scandal, but what about the youth? So our whole objective was, let's go after the youth. Let's see if we can get our peoples on it and get the support from that standpoint, and create avenues that outside of sports and music that that these kids can aspire to do and be.
Okay, where did you get the name Emcee N.I.C.E?
It's funny. My explanation is fairly simple but complex if you really think about it. MC is just what it stands for. I'm a lyricist. First that delivers words that needs no censors. So it's about being creative with metaphors. And when I was in school, as a writer, my teachers used to call me novelist. Right, and it stuck with me. And so even when I was in Kansas, Cali, I was known as novelist. But I've evolved, and so nice means novelist is constantly evolving. So every day I evolve. Every day is my evolution. And now that I've embarked on a solo career, I've returned to my roots of who I am and evolved. And I'm on a whole new level with music. doing God's work.
Okay, well, congratulations. Where can we find out more about you? Can you share your social handles, your website?
Sure. I'm on, you can go to my website, emceenice.com. That's EMCEENICE.com. On Twitter and Instagram, I'm at EMCE.LA. So it's EMCEENICE.LA. On Facebook, it's MC Nice Music. That's EMCEENICE Music. And YouTube is just MC Nice TV or MC Nice.
All right. And can you close us out with a little bit of your MC Nice flavor, inspirational flavor, rap flavor?
I mean, I could. Let me see. Let me think about it. Because I got so many things floating in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, so give me a second. Okay, here you go. Give it up for the Lord, let your voices be heard. Don't be silent. We in times that requires the word, that requires the purge of the absurd and blurred, with agendas to spur the herd, deter the unheard. We battle every day to try to walk the talk and face evils that balk the walk. Stay prayed up. The clock is ticking, the plot is sticking. No time for sitting, a pile of ticking. Just watch and listen, don't stop the mission. The gates are waiting, Satan's hating, berating the great, detonating fear. To get you to not believe, to get you to not receive. Let your faith talk. Let them know that you a child of God and that your worship is not a facade. That's a real talk. Let them know that when it's time to rise, that we will rise and be ready to die. That's a real walk.
All right, MC Nice. That was nice. I like it. All right, thank you so much for joining us.
I appreciate it. I got one little message. For any great achievement, someone has to be the first to do it. So why not you? Just do what you got.
You've been listening to JanetFitBeautyStyle.com, your beauty, entertainment, and lifestyle expert talk guide. I'm Janet Shield Scott, columnist, radio, and TV host. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. For more fun and informative, yes, and celebrity interviews, log on to the website JanetFitBeautyStyle.com. Remember to love, laugh, and live your life with style. For those of you that are going through tough times right now, let's close this out with some inspiring lyrics from Emcee N.I.C.E. from his single titled All Right.
Everything is alright. I'm giving God the glory and the thanks for He is alright. I'm grateful by Your grace we can say alright. Everything is alright. Everything is. They ask why you believe, why you kneel. God ain't real. Why you pray? Why you stay? What makes you feel like you feel when you feel? What makes Him really great? Anyway, the all-knowing, all-giving, almighty, all-world, alrighty. Got you feeling like you almighty, but how likely are you to meet Him? Tell me, does heaven exist? Does hell exist? They really want to know. I'm telling them this. If you really persist, then you should go. Read it for yourself, see it for yourself, and let your faith over your God. Learn it for yourself, listen for yourself. I guarantee you'll be alright.